November 22nd, 1963. It was a clear Friday afternoon in Dallas, Texas. Families stood on sidewalks, cameras were ready. No one knew they were about to witness a moment that would change history forever. This is the story of President John F. Kennedy, the day he was assassinated, and the questions that still remain unanswered. John Fitzgerald Kennedy was more than just a president. He was young, charismatic, and full of ambition. At just 43 years old, he became the youngest elected president in American history. To many Americans, he represented hope, progress, and a new future. He led the nation during the Cold War, a time when nuclear tension threatened the entire world. From the Cuban Missile Crisis to the space race, Kennedy faced pressure like few leaders before him. But his presidency would be cut short, in a way no one expected. On November 22, 1963, President Kennedy traveled to Dallas as part of a political visit. He rode in an open-top limousine alongside his wife, Jacqueline Kennedy. The streets were filled with cheering crowds. People waved flags. Children sat on shoulders. It felt like a celebration. As the motorcade approached Dealey Plaza, no one sensed danger. At 12:30 p.m., the motorcade entered Dealey Plaza. Within seconds, everything changed. Witnesses reported hearing loud noises, described later as gunshots. People froze, others screamed. Confusion spread instantly. President Kennedy was rushed to Parkland Hospital. Despite doctors' efforts, he was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. America was in shock. News spread rapidly across television and radio. Families gathered around black and white TVs in disbelief. Schools were dismissed. Businesses closed. The world stopped. For many Americans, it felt like innocence had been lost forever. Later that day, police arrested a man named Lee Harvey Oswald. He was a former U.S. Marine and had previously lived in the Soviet Union. Authorities accused him of firing the shots from the Texas schoolbook depository. Oswald denied all charges. He famously said, "I'm just a patsy." 2 days later, before he could stand trial, Oswald was shot and killed by nightclub owner Jack Ruby live on television. This moment raised even more questions. In 1964, the U.S. government formed the Warren Commission to investigate the assassination. Their conclusion was clear. Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. According to the official report, 3 shots were fired. One of those bullets, often called the single bullet theory, was said to have caused multiple wounds. While the report aimed to bring closure, many Americans remained unconvinced. Over time, public trust in the official explanation declined. People questioned the bullet trajectory, the speed of events, and the lack of a full trial. Polls showed that a majority of Americans believed more than one person may have been involved. The assassination became one of the most debated events in modern history. Decades later, thousands of classified documents were released. Some files provided new context, others were heavily redacted. While historians gained more insight into Cold War tensions and intelligence operations, no document definitively changed the official conclusion. Still, the secrecy itself fueled curiosity. The assassination of JFK changed how Americans view power, transparency, and trust. It marked a turning point in modern media coverage. It influenced political culture, and it became a symbol of unanswered questions. More than 60 years later, it is still studied by historians, journalists, and researchers worldwide. Whether one believes the official findings or not, one truth remains clear. On that day in Dallas, history changed. John F. Kennedy's legacy lives on, not just in memory, but in the questions his death left behind. And perhaps, that is why the story is still told today. History may record facts, but truth often lives in the questions we keep asking.